I am Tony Parker from the San Antonio Spurs.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers.
I'm Nick Young. You tune in to Kicks on Court.
What's going on, world? I'm your host, George Kill, and welcome to the latest episode of Kicks on Court Weekly. For today's episode, we highlight the best shoes in both conferences and reveal part 2 of our conversation with Paul George about the rise of signature sneakers and a potential shoe of his own. But first, let's check out the top 10 Kicks on Court this week on the West Coast. Coming in at number 10 is Russell Westbrook's navy and white Air Jordan 29 PE. Number 9 sees Jeremy Lin bringing out a new Adidas Crazy Quick 2 Low. And number 8 highlights Gerald Green in the collaborative Reebok Question Token 38 by Packers Shoes and Sneakers and Stuff. Number 7 puts the spotlight on Damian Lillard's splatter print My Adidas version of his signature shoe. Number 6 focuses on Markieff Morris's latest Foamposite debut in the form of the recently released Aqua Pro. And number 5 sees Nick Young in the silver anniversary Air Jordan 2. Number 4 features PJ Tucker in the 30th anniversary Laser Air Jordan 4. Number 3 highlights Steph Curry's debut of a black, red, and gold-plated Chinese New Year version of the Under Armour Curry 1. Number 2 puts the spotlight on DeMarcus Cousins' wear of the What the LeBron 11. And coming in at number 1 is PJ Tucker yet again in the playoff Air Jordan 8 Low. There is no doubt that PJ Tucker is dominating our Kicks on Court champion race this year and is once again our Western Conference Kicks on Court Player of the Week. Not only did PJ Tucker bring out the playoff 8 Low for the first time on court since Michael Jordan, but he also expressed the presence of mind to wear them in the Suns' only game in Chicago this season. Tucker has also laced up a number of Kobe 10 colorways since its original release, so continue to stay tuned to what he brings out on a nightly basis. Last week we premiered our conversation with Paul George about his Air Jordan 3 New Era cap collection and his relationship with Stefan Janowski. In part 2 of our conversation, George talks about the rise of signature sneakers in the NBA and a potential shoe of his own.
I think it's great, because I think we're that next generation. When I was growing up, our shoes to look up to was T-Mac and, AI, the faces of the league at that time. So for us to be the faces of the league now, I think we're the guys that we looked up to as far as having our signature shoes and, releasing them to the youth and, growing with the youth, getting feedback from what they like and growing our brand as well in the whole culture. So I think it's great for us, whether it's, D. Lil with Adidas or Steph with Under Armour, for us to have our own platform to, be connected with the guys we looked up to, I think is huge.
Wise, what is your kind of entail? Like, what do they have? Air Max?
Mine is definitely a Zoom. It'll definitely be a Zoom, and it'll have that. I came to a blank on the actual detail of it that it's called, but it's the low top because I'm a low top guy, and can't release too much, man. I still want that shoe to drop. So.
Before we check out the sneaker highlights on the East Coast, let's visit Pierce Simpson for a report on the latest in college kicks on court.
And I'm Pierce Simpson, back as usual to give you a brief breakdown of some of the best kicks seen within the latest edition of College Kicks on Court. Kicking things off, the latest Kevin Durant signature was on full force this week as Kentucky guard Tyler Ulis laced up the Nike KD7 Unpearl. In addition to him, San Diego State forward Dakari Allen laced up an ID model of the Nike KD7 as well. His teammate and forward Winston Shepard donned the Air Jordan 20 Laser, and the Arizona Wildcats rocked a variety of IDs of the Nike LeBron 12. That's some of the best kicks seen within the latest edition of College Kicks on Court. I'm gonna send it back to my man George Kill to give you the top 10 kicks seen in the Eastern Conference.
Coming in at number 10 is Michael Carter Williams with a revisit to the original Nike Zoom Hyper Rev. Number 9 sees Thaddeus Young in the carbon fiber Nike Zoom Flight 96. And number 8 features Kentavious Caldwell Pope in the Laser Crimson Foamposite Pro. LeBron James's latest shoe debut at the Garden comes in at number 7. Nerlens Noel's LeBron 12 ID slides in at number 6. And a predominantly white LeBron 12 PE that King James debuted later in the week holds down the number 5 spot. Teammate J.R. Smith comes in at number 4 with the All-Star Kobe 10. Number 3 features Lewis Williams in the Red Cement Air Jordan 10. Number 2 highlights Dennis Schroeder's Nike Kyrie 1 ID. And coming in at number 1 is Boston Celtics guard Phil Pressey in the Prelude Nike Zoom Kobe 7. By bringing out the best Nike ID to the court this week, Hawks guard Dennis Schroeder is our Eastern Conference Kicks on Court Player of the Week. Although Schroeder is credited for bringing the latest out, there has been a number of players who have laced up Kyrie IDs such as Jose Barea, PJ Tucker, and of course Kyrie himself. Well, we've seen what the pros have worn this week, but it's now time to check out my Fave 5 of your kicks on court. Brett Miyazaki sported the Legend Blue Air Jordan 11, Kenzie Hull laced up the All-Star Kyrie 1, and Large Infant brought out the Reebok Kamikaze 1. Smooth Boom 25 was spotted in the Kobe 10, and coming in at number 1 is Arkiv, who wore the Deep Forest Green Air Jordan 14. Well, that brings today's show to a close. Check back with us next Friday for another edition of Kicks on Court Weekly. Until next time, your host, George Kill.